Welcome to the opening circle for Goddess Dreamschool Autumn 2017. Today is October 10th, and we are gathered for the opening ceremony. So we're going to start with a grounding, and I invite you to close your eyes and breathe deeply into your belly, allowing your side ribs to expand, your belly to relax. I just undid the top button of my pants, so whatever you need to do to get comfortable, I'm gonna sit cross-legged in my chair. You can settle in however you want to. You feel free to stand or squat, whatever you need to do to feel more grounded as we continue to breathe. And allowing yourself to feel held physically, energetically by Mother Earth. You are held, beloved child of the earth. And we let ourselves sink in a little more. We can feel that connection. And doing your best to quiet your thoughts and let any stress or worries from your past or from your future, let them go for now, and being as present as you can be, experiencing the power that we have right in this moment with our presence. And so, with our energy grounded and our focus present, let's take one more deep breath together. Inhale. And exhale with a sound. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Great. So let's do a quick round now that we're grounded in. Just everyone saying hi, saying where you're from, and tell us, what's your favorite breakfast? This is just a quick way for us to connect as we go around. You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Alexis. You said a little bit about yourself, right? So very quickly, I'm an intuitive energy worker and an artist. So that's a little bit about myself. And what my favorite thing to eat for breakfast would probably be leftovers from the night before, because I'm not really into breakfast food.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for being here, Alexis.
Yep, you're welcome.
And who's ever phoned in, it looks like you're unmuted.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. My name is Laurie of Chicago, Illinois, and my breakfast is usually shakes. I do like a vitamin shake with almond milk. So I'm kind of light on the breakfast. And I think that's about it, right?
Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for being here, Lori.
Yeah.
I will go. My name is Michelle, and I'm in Eureka, California. I am long-term self-employed, and that's always a process. Breakfast around here is referred to as bleh. We all hate breakfast. But, what my usual breakfast, as required by my body, is fresh fruits with a little dollop of yogurt, sometimes some cinnamon.
Delicious. Thanks, Michelle.
Hey everybody, Tracy from Vancouver, Canada, and my morning breakfast is usually like a corned beef hash. So like potatoes, green peppers, all kinds of peppers, and then yeah. Now I'm changing it to tofu instead of corned beef because trying to eliminate the meat. But that's usually my favorite.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for being here, Tracy.
Thank you.
And I'm Pam. I'm from Fort St. John, which is in a little town in northeast British Columbia in Canada. Breakfast, I don't do breakfast. I intermittent fast. So if anything, it's coffee, maybe bulletproof coffee. Otherwise, I like black coffee. So.
Okay. See how much we can get to know each other from that simple question? Every week I throw out a different random one. Welcome, Pam. Thanks for being here. Great. Okay, so, I should say, so I'm now, I'm Flora, and I'm now in Vernon, BC. I was in Vancouver, well, just outside of Vancouver, BC. So I've moved into the interior, and we're still getting set up because we've only been here from a little over a week. Yeah. I grew up in this area, so I love it too. And my favorite breakfast, well, this isn't a favorite breakfast that I could eat every morning, but it's got to be poached eggs over, like, with sourdough toast. Yum. All right. Great. So we're now going to start with an opening prayer. And I'm just going to open that up. Okay, so an opening prayer which will lead into our guided visualization, and then after that we will open up the circle for all of you to share. So again, I invite you to close your eyes and connect with your heart center. Using your breath and awareness to open up your heart space. And picture all of us, the 12 of us, sitting in a circle in a location of your choice, wherever your imagination puts us. The 12 of us are sitting in a circle together. And we have Pam and Tracy, Michelle, Lori, Alexis, Shona, and Kimberly, Sierra, Mary, Michelle Cooper, Shauna, and Flora. Looking around this circle of beautiful, strong, empowered, magical women, you see how our heart centers are glowing light. And the glow gets bigger and bigger from each of our hearts, and then meets all together in a center point, like tractor beams coming out of our hearts and forming into a bigger ball of light in the center of our circle. And out of this center point of energy and light, together we are calling in and welcoming the 7 goddesses. And in your mind's eye, allow them to rise up out of that energetic light, whatever they look like for you. So we welcome Persephone, embodying the maiden archetype. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Welcome, Persephone. And we call in Goddess Yamanya, embodying the mother archetype. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Welcome, Yamanya. And we call in Freya, embodying the wild woman. Thank you for joining us here on this journey. Welcome, Freya. And we call in Kuan Yin, embodying the healer. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Welcome, Kuan Yin. And we call in Goddess Rhiannon, embodying the creatrix. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Rhiannon. And we call in Goddess Hecate, embodying the wise crone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome, Hecate. And we call in Donna, embodying the priestess archetype. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Donna. And now allow this energetic ball of light to slowly start to diminish, and each of us have our love beams returned to us as we receive them back into our heart centers. And again, we can look around this circle of women and smile at our sisters. And now in this visualization, we are going to build an altar in our collective vision. And this is the Goddess Dreamschool altar. And it exists beyond time and space. And again, it can look however it appears to you in your mind's eye. And I want you to think of two gifts, two sacred items. And they could be conceptual or they can be physical, but two gifts that you will place on the altar. One gift for your sisters, and then one sacred gift for yourself that symbolizes your intentions for this dream school journey. And sit with this vision now as you decide on your gifts. And when you are ready in your visualization, walk up to this altar and place your gifts there. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. Flowing to the ocean. Flowing to the ocean. And if you haven't yet placed your gifts on the altar, now is the time. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes, Come back, take a little stretch, have a sip of water, whatever you need to do. All right. Thank you for joining me there and for creating that, creating the altar together. We are co-creating this sacred container for our journey for the next 8 weeks. And we are co-creating this sacred space of the altar for us to have our strength and our power, our magic and our beauty reflected back to us. You have answered the call to be here, this call deep from within you to explore and to align your goddess nature with your life and in your business. And I am so passionate about seeing and assisting in any way for women to share their magic with the world. And this sacred business, Sister Mind, is where we are going to dive deep into the 7 divine feminine archetypes of maiden, mother, wild woman, healer, creatrix, crone, priestess, through the 7 chakras from root to crown, and through the portals of 7 different goddesses. We are in for quite a ride, quite a journey, and truly I'm just so grateful and so excited and celebrating you for your presence here. The reason that I share this in this format, in this sister circles, is because I truly believe that sisterhood is key to activating change on a personal and planetary level. I believe that it's only together that we can fully reclaim our power that has been denied us for so long, and we can together heal those sister wounds. And like I said, we can have that reflected back to us, our beauty, our strength, and our power. Yes, thank you, Tracy. And this is so key for us standing in our power as entrepreneurs, as women in business, because for centuries we've been denied having any kind of power. You know, we're talking mere decades that women have been allowed to have their own bank accounts, to have their own names on mortgages, to own houses without having a male co-signer. Mere decades. So we are still on the crest. Yeah, I'm seeing Michelle. Yes, nodding. Yes, this is still very new. And so we are on the evolving edge of women in business, and especially women spiritual entrepreneurs doing business. So this is an exciting time, and we need our sisters to have our back. And so thank you for being here, and for recognizing that, and for resonating with this. All right, I want to open up the circle now, this for wisdom sharing, and every circle every week will be a little bit different, where we can talk about, say what's been coming up, some challenges, some breakthroughs. But because this is the opening, we're right at the very beginning, I simply thought that we could, I'd love it if you felt like sharing what your intention is. Declare your intention for participating in this. I know a lot of you caught the live stream that I did yesterday, about being clear with your goals for being here, if you feel moved to share. Also, or depending, sharing what those gifts were. I'd love to hear what those gifts were that you placed on the altar just now in the visualization. And truly, you feel free to share anything else that is on your heart right now that you feel like sharing. And we are here to witness and to listen and to just be here for you. So with that, I place the talking stick, the metaphorical talking stick, in the center. And if you want to unmute yourself when you're ready, then you can share.
All right, we'll start this. Hi again. Okay, wow. Thank you, Flora, because I'm back for a second time and I love it. Whew. So, yeah, woohoo! Happy dance. That's what's happening on this side. When you did the, well, first of all, again, I love it when you sing. I got to say that again. I absolutely love it. And that last chant that you did, I sing that all the time. So I feel like I've gotten really good at it. So it's really awesome to actually keep up with your notes on my side. Awesome. But during the journey, so the gift that I left for my sisters was an endless box of release. So basically, it's a wooden box. It's nicely engraved. And anytime during this journey of the next 8 weeks, through experience and whatnot, if anything is too heavy or too extreme, then just lift the lid of that box and put it in there and just close it. And it doesn't stay in the box. It just kind of dissipates after. And then the gift for myself was the stone of permission. So letting myself, just giving myself permission. So this morning I meditated, and it's basically a meditation of I give you permission. So it's like to use your voice to for whatever, give myself permission. The goals, open to receive, which is really great because this group, I know for the first time around, was really, really powerful. And I think my intentions for this time around is actually to just fully embrace and just be calm in my speech, in my emotions, and being able to articulate that free flowingly, without being scared or having fear behind that. So that's this morning. So it's been really great. It's and this weekend was like a parallel. So when you're given two choices, like you can do this or you can do this. I really love those in my life because sometimes the vision is the visual is a lot clearer to me than when people speak it. So I had a friend who got really toxic over the weekend, and then I had friends who had come in for the weekend, and the parallel from what I deserved, like I was right in dead center. And it was like, okay, Tracy, you have a choice. What is your decision? Do you want to keep this friend who is like extremely toxic and when they're not healthy? Or do I want to be surrounded by people who, when they're unhealthy, they voice that. They allow themselves space to feel that, and then like let other people know that as well, rather than just bombarding with crap. So it was really awesome. So I chose the latter of the two, and it was a beautiful weekend. It was beautiful. So release the old, in with the new, intentions open to receive, and said nothing but love in this entire group for the next 8 weeks.
Nice. That's so great, Tracy. Thank you. And witnessing you. Thank you for the gift of the box of release. I like that visual, and witnessing you in your desire to receive and to allow yourself to what did you call it? Free flow expression. So
free flow expression, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's always good when we can then share some hearts after a sister has shared, because
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go. I brought two things to the table. I brought two stones. For my sisters, a large black tourmaline for safety and protection. For myself, a large green malachite for building and moving forward and prosperity. And thank you, Tracy, because I'm going to use that box a lot, I think. I my goals for this are, I have a number of things written down, but really to walk in, I guess, also open to receive, but I'm hoping for some motivation to do the things I know I need to do, and I have been stuck for the last 5 years, and it's time to get unstuck. So I think that's probably my greatest intention, is to unstick.
I love it. Unstick yourself. Well, thank you for the black tourmaline. I don't believe I have any in my possession, but I know that I'm familiar with it, and it is a purifying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And a beautiful green malachite to help you build and grow. And this is yes, this is a perfect opportunity. As a container for you to let yourself be held accountable, right? So you can declare your things that you want to do. Try to just do them one at a time, right? I know we often get that, I'm going to do all the things now. So, and then we can hold that vision for you. We can hold you accountable to get some of that movement, right, out of the inertia. Beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Love it. Yeah, it's generational. I think I picked it up from the millennials. All the feels, all the things.
I'll go next.
Great.
Hi everybody. Hi again. Okay, so the two things that I brought to the altar, I actually they popped in my head before you said one for yourself and one for everybody else. So I was sitting here kind of figuring out which one's supposed to be for me. I'm not quite sure. But after thinking about what I want to get out of these 8 weeks, I kind of realized which one was for me. So the two things that I brought were a really large citrine crystal. Really beautiful. In my head, it was like several points, some really nice piece that I do not have. So it was a really beautiful piece, and I put that down. And then the statue of a doe, or like a female deer, appeared in my head, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put that down too. Don't know what that means. So I kind of looked it up, and I'm gonna say the citrine crystal is gonna be for me, and the female deer is gonna be for all the sisters here, because, well, the citrine, it goes back to what I really want from these 8 weeks, and it's just to kind of gain clarity and confidence when it comes to my small business, like getting more specific on what it is that I'm trying to offer, and having the self-confidence to push forward with that. So a lot of that's like solar plexus stuff, motivational stuff, and just like not procrastinating anymore. So I feel like that citrine is going to be for me, also because it's just associated with like prosperity and success and business and stuff. So I think that's mine. And then the deer, I looked it up for you guys, and I don't know if some of you may know, but deer is associated with like grace and gentleness, but also like the determination to achieve goals. So being able to kind of balance those two aspects, and the opportunity to reverse patterns thoughts or behaviors that we don't want. So again, kind of falling in line with that box and just falling in line with the black tourmaline, releasing the things that no longer serve us. So I feel like that's an appropriate gift for you guys. Also, the deer is associated with like developing your sensitivity and your intuitive ability. So I know that we're all trying to connect with higher energies, and that's like a pretty appropriate offering. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love that. And I love how it came up spontaneously for you in your mind's eye. And that, sorry, I'm talking about the dough, right? I was just continuing on with what you were talking about, and that we can achieve, we can have success, and we can do it with grace. We can do it in a feminine way, right? And that's so key, because we often, because of what we see and how we've been, we grow up in the world, we think that there's only the masculine way of achieving. And so that dough, that beautiful statue of the dough, can remind us that we can be in our feminine as well, and have the success. Yeah, love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and may the citrine support you in all of your goals as well. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
I did notice some, like you're saying, I just kind of want some clarity. I was like, oh, Alexis, I want clarity. Yeah. We do it all the time.
Working on it.
Yeah. And that's why we're sacred mirrors for each other. Right? Beautiful. Thank you, Alexis. Love it. So glad you're here for another round.
So I think it's my turn.
Great.
So I know you asked us to bring two things, but my number is 3, and that's what came to me. So for all of you, my gift is a black feather. I'm not 100% sure what that means. That's what came to me, though. I guess birds. I just kind of think of them like they're when they're flying, they're like catching the breeze and just going. They might have a direction, but they're still going to take the flow where it takes them. I don't know. For myself, a compass. Like Alexis, I'm looking for clarity and a solid direction as to where I'm going to take my business. And then my third gift is a jeweled heart, and I think it's for both of us, for you guys and for myself, as in a commitment to being open and sharing myself with you guys, as well as accepting what you guys have to share. So that's it.
Very nice. I like that. I love that you brought forward a compass. It's a very clear symbol, right? That we can all connect with. So that's beautiful, Pam. And thank you for the black feather and the jeweled heart. I love it. Yes, being open. That's for all of us. Being open and seeing the beauty that we have inside of all of us. So thank you, Pam. Great. Love it. Welcome, Shauna. I see you've just joined us. Lori, are you having trouble unmuting? Maybe I'll unmute you. Lori, are you there?
Oh, yeah. I was having problems with when I first tried to connect. So yeah.
Okay.
For me, I would say my intention for this is the sisterhood. That's a big thing that, this is a new experience for me, so it's like a learning process, and I really enjoy everything, like the circle and people. You know, I don't have a good sisterhood where I'm at, so that's very important for me. And also business strategies, you know, things like that help with pushing myself to the next level. Like I have a ton of ideas, but it's like focusing on specific things to push me to where I need to go. I guess that's, and then for the gifts, I thought of a golden torch. And when I thought about it, I kept thinking of Lady Liberty for some reason, and like justice and empowerment. So that's where I got, it was like a golden torch. And then for me, it was an emerald to help with my heart center, and me always living from my heart center. So that's about what I want to share with you guys right now.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Yes. Well, if you're, since you're looking for sisterhood and biz strategies, you've come to the right place. So that's great. And thank you for your gift of the golden torch. I, being Canadian, I don't have as much of a connection with Lady Liberty as you were explaining, even though I mean conceptually I understand. But it's symbolic. It goes back through the ages, right? It's like the fire of wisdom and the light,
yeah,
being available, being more available to us all. So I love that symbol, and witnessing your desire to be connected to your heart and living and sharing from your heart with your emerald. So thank you. And we're all giving you hearts loves now. I know you don't have the camera, but we're doing it. We're sending you love beam. Thank you, Lori.
Great.
Great. And because the replay recording, of course, doesn't ever share what's in the chat, Alexis shared in relation to Pam's share that a black feather is a reminder of the protection of your angels and a signal that spiritual wisdom and magic are accessible by you within. Yep. Nice. Great. Shauna, I know you joined us late, so I don't know if you just want to say hi. Actually, I'll spotlight you. Yeah. So earlier we said just hi, where we're from, and our favorite breakfast, and then we were also sharing just our intentions for participating in the program.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. I'm Shauna Austin. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and favorite breakfast. I like skillets. Like the country gravy and sausage, bacon, eggs, potatoes, vegetables, it's all good. And my intentions for doing Dreamschool are to just help me more connect with myself and embrace that and just let go of all this stuff that I've held on to for so long that is not working out for me, and finally launch my business, find a way to mix myself and my business together. That'd be, yeah. I just get tired of everything being the way it is right now. So I think that's it, what I have to say right now. if I think of more, I can post in group.
Of course, yeah. Like I said, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but glad you could join us even a little bit later. And you know, darling, just witnessing you in that, you know, just letting go of what's not even really you, right? Like those thoughts or those beliefs that we have about ourselves that we actually adopt from what other people have told us, or other people's ideas, or other people's limiting beliefs. They're not really ours. And so when we can really access our soul and be in a sisterhood of other empowered women, and we get that reflection back to us, it's like, hey, actually, I'm not that person. I can step into myself in a different way. So thanks for being here, Shona. Love you.
Thank you for having me.
Love you.
Love
Great.
to all you guys.
Awesome. Okay, did everyone share? I think so. Okay, great. Okay, my gifts are for all of my beautiful sisters. I placed a rose quartz sphere on the altar, and I'm not a fan of pink at all. And yet I love rose quartz crystal. And it makes sense, because I know that crystal, it relates to the heart chakra, and being forgiving, being compassionate, being in a space of love. So I think that the more that we can all be in that space for the next 8 weeks, where we're being compassionate with ourselves and one another, and we can all be an invitation to love, as we make our way through the world. Our world needs so much love right now. So I put the rose quartz sphere on the altar. And for myself, I saw a wand. And actually I do. Yeah, it's not a wand that I actually have, but I'm guessing that symbolizes making magic, being a sorceress, casting spells, using the wand. It's a power piece for sure. It's like one of the witches' power piece. So there, I have a wand for myself. I would love to have a really kick-ass wand. Yeah. Anyway, so I do now in my mind, and it's on the altar. Okay, so thank you all, and I will ask the sisters that weren't live on this replay to share what their gifts are in the group, or however, so we can all visualize this gorgeous altar, and with all of these gifts, and we can remember what we've all shared with each other. Okay, thank you. So this is great timing. This is just all great timing. I would like to now introduce you to our first goddess and our first archetype. So for this coming week, we will be exploring Persephone and the maiden archetype. This archetype relates to our root chakra. And this journey that we are going on, just so you know, which wasn't the case in the spring semester, note, is different this time, that we are going in order: root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, like we're going up. So we're starting with the root, and we're starting with the maiden. This is the creative business type. So we explored her a bit in the 5-day journey a couple weeks ago, right? We just barely scratched the surface. The creative business type, she reminds us to be playful and to experiment and to try new things that might not work out or that we might not be good at, but we're going to try them anyway. How can we bring that childlike sense of wonder and play into all that we do? There's also a real decisiveness, which I love, in the maiden. And also, if anyone spent any time around toddlers, my son's 4 now, just turned 4. And I mean, I suppose all kids are different, personalities are different, but I think it's true for all of us until we get socialized to a certain age. They always know what they want, right? Have you, like, if you hang out with a 3 or 4-year-old, they never like, I don't know if I want to do this or if I want to do this. They just always know. And if anything, they want to do it all, right? They're just, why do I have to choose? I should have it all. And so that the shadow side of the creative business type being not following through, or that lack of clarity, or even Lori, what you and I were talking about in your oracle reading. Do I want to go this direction or do I want to go this direction? I don't really know. And then it's like, actually, you do really know. What would the child just knows. So there's a real decisiveness that I think is strong for business. So if there's anything that you're waffling on, I know actually Alexis, you brought that up. If there's anything that you're waffling on, are you in fact just trying to pretend that you don't know which way you want to go? I'm not calling you out, but I'm just saying, like, anyone, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this or I don't do this. 51% rule here. If you're 51% more one direction, just go that direction. Just leave the other one behind. Don't worry about it for now. It can go on the back burner for another time, right? Don't stress. The maiden and the creative business type doesn't worry about it. Just goes for it. And maybe it'll flop, but maybe it won't. Maybe it'll fly. So Persephone, as her myth, how do I say it? Persephone's myth is based on an older Sumerian myth of Inanna. And Inanna was queen of the heavens, and it was her sister. It was her sister, I believe, that was trapped or something in the underworld, and she chose to rescue her sister. She willingly took on the journey, and she had to go through the 7 soul gates. It's very metaphoric. That's what myth is all about. So when the patriarchal mindset of the ancient Greece came along and rewrote Persephone's story, that's when we start to see this, this oppression and the male dominance, and of Persephone being abducted. In fact, the name of her myth, sometimes it's softened nowadays, but it's the rape of Persephone. This ancient Greece, in a lot of ways, is the start of rape culture. But what if she chose to take that journey, like all of you are now? What if Persephone willingly disobeyed her mother? Changes the story, right? So her transformation symbolizes the maturity of the young woman into the woman. She becomes the queen of the underworld. So there's a lot of it's the deep soul dive. Essentially, at the heart of it, Persephone's myth and her journey represents the deep soul dive that we are all taking here. So we are all in it together, really going it and not being afraid of the dark shadows, right? The shadow work, going into our underworld. And so I just like to put that spin on it, that instead of her unwillingly being abducted and dragged to hell by Hades, can we empower our inner Persephone by saying, yeah, I choose this. I'm deciding this. And I think that's all I'll say about that now. There'll be a little bit more that I can share, but in terms of in terms of exploring Persephone and your inner maiden, how can you play more? How can you let yourself have a little more fun? How can you be creative? How can you let yourself share what makes you unique? The superpowers of the creative business type are in uniqueness. That the creative business types aren't like everybody else, and none of us are like anybody else. There's 7 billion people or something crazy now on the planet, and we are all unique. But so many of us are still afraid to show that, to really share that. So let your uniqueness come out. Don't be afraid to show your creative quirks and through your business. That's how we really connect with people, right? We like that. I've been called the pesto priestess. Makes me laugh. But then I know that it's working because I always talk that. Oh, Michelle, I missed your comment. She chose to stay by eating the seeds. Exactly. So she had some say. She did willingly disobey her mother. Okay, so there'll be more coming out. There's a beautiful PDF guide for each goddess. There'll be an affirmation. Oh, it would have been really good if I could remember the affirmation. I could have shared it with you right now. I think it's about allowing yourself to express more creativity, I believe. It'll be in the email. We'll be in the group. We're just at the start, and so this is this is going to be a fun week. I hope that it's we can do the deep soul dive and we can keep it joyful, right, Tracy? Right, Tracy? Okay. Last time I made I made a suggested activity for the maiden. I said it should take you about half an hour. Tracy said, so I spent about 6 hours connecting with my inner maiden over the weekend. If you need to do that, that's fine, but you shouldn't have to spend that long. Okay, so let's close, and now we're at the top of the hour now. So let's close the circle. I just invite you to close your eyes again. Place your hands on your heart. We've created a beautiful container for our journey. This is going to be a glorious experience for all of us. And the 12 of us are going to go deep. We're going to find some gems. We're going to find our own unique paths. And we come together for the greatest good of all, because we know that what is done for one is done for the whole. So all of us stepping into our power has a beautiful ripple effect for our families, our communities, and the world. And we are here to positively change the world. And with that, the circle is closed and complete. We will meet again next week at this time. Thank you so much. I will, how do I unmute you all? Okay, woo! Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you
Later.
next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Mwah. Love you all.